Hello folks, Chef Maximo here, head chef of Exit 10 Restaurant and Pub located right here at Lazy Days. Now, today's dish that we're going to prepare is an extremely versatile dish, simply because you can either prepare it as an entree for your husband or yourself for dinner, or if you're entertaining new guests or friends and you wish to prepare an appetizer, it also lends itself for an appetizer as well. And that dish is shrimp scampi. However, it's a unique version of shrimp scampi simply because the way we're going to prepare it is by cooking it in a microwave. And most folks traditionally would not cook shrimp in a microwave for obvious reasons. It has the propensity of becoming tough and rubbery. However, we discovered an ingredient that will negate that effect. And that ingredient, believe it or not, is the citric acid contained in lemon juice. So we added that to our recipe today. Okay, today's recipe will start by melting some butter. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use an induction stovetop to actually prepare the mixture that will combine with the shrimp that we will cook in the microwave. So first and foremost, what we'll do is we'll set our induction stovetop. Normally 220 degrees is more than enough temperature to melt your butter. And I've taken the liberty of pre-measuring all my ingredients, and we'll start by melting that butter. Okay, the butter has melted, and we're going to add our dry ingredients to the melted butter. You never want to add dry ingredients to unmelted butter simply because it has a propensity of clumping up. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our garlic powder. Now I'm using powder, but if you wish to use fresh ingredients, by all means, the equivalent would be about 4½ cloves of fresh garlic. We're going to add our lemon juice. We'll stir that in. We're also going to add about ½ teaspoon of salt. Now I'm using kosher, however, table salt will work just fine. We're also going to add our parsley. Now I'm using dry, however, if you wish to use fresh, by all means use the fresh. The equivalent would be the same, about 2½ tablespoons. And last but not least, we're going to add our white pepper. Now, it's only 1/8 teaspoon, and the reason I'm using such a nominal, minuscule amount is simply because white pepper is actually stronger than black pepper. And the reason we're not using black pepper is because I don't want all these little black dots all over the shrimp. So we're using the white pepper instead. You notice that I added the lemon juice. That citric acid in the lemon juice is what's going to prevent our shrimp from becoming tough and rubbery when we cook it inside the microwave. However, in order for that to happen, we have to ensure that each piece of shrimp is well coated with this mixture. And in order to do that, we're going to have to exercise what we call in the industry a folding technique. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you now. All right, we have our shrimp, and what we're going to do is directly pour the shrimp into our cooking pan. So once we pour the shrimp directly into the cooking pan, you'll spread them out, and we're going to pour our mixture directly over the shrimp. Now, in order for the citric acid in the lemon juice to do its job, we're going to have to ensure that every piece of shrimp is well coated with this mixture. And in order to do that, we're going to do what we call a folding technique. A folding technique is simply reaching out towards the edge of your pan and folding inwards. So literally, you reach every piece of shrimp from the edge, fold it inwards to ensure that each piece of shrimp is well coated with this mixture. You want to make sure that citric acid is on each piece of shrimp. And once you're confident that the mixture has coated every piece of shrimp, you spread them out evenly and you transfer them to the microwave. Now we're going to cook the shrimp in the microwave from 3 to approximately 5½ minutes, depending on the size of shrimp that you have. For our recipe, it calls for 1 pound of shrimp. If you're using more, by all means, extend that cooking time. For all intents and purposes, we're going to follow the recipe and cook it for about 4 minutes. As like any other dish, you want to monitor your dish as it progresses. Because the temperature and the time may vary depending on the size of the shrimp, it would be a good idea to check up on it every so often. So in this case, I'm going to take a look at it, see how it's progressing. And just by viewing it, I could tell that we probably need about another 30 seconds. A good indicator to know if your shrimp is done is to make sure that not one piece is translucent. If it's translucent, that means it's still in its raw stage. So you want to make sure that each piece of shrimp is a bright pink orange color. Let me spread them out first. Okay, as you can tell, each piece of shrimp is bright pink orange and the butter has thoroughly melted. And what we're going to do now is we're going to transfer the dish onto your serving platter for presentation. There we go. Let me arrange them. Okay, once the dish is prepared and put onto a platter, at this point you can either serve it as an appetizer as is, or if you wish, you can prepare some angel hair pasta or a bed of white rice and serve it as an entree for dinner. Thank you for watching. For a copy of this recipe, click on the link below.